The new NBA and MLB season is in full swing, and BetOnline has you covered with the best odds and biggest promotions and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams. Head to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
If you're looking to streamline your audio advertising buys and maximize your revenue, look no further than Triton Digital's programmatic audio advertising exchange, A2X. The private exchange consists of only licensed broadcasters and top-tier internet radio publishers, assuring the quality inventory and brand safety you can trust. Visit www.tritondigital.com to learn more.
We're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa. Jon, you're coming in a bit hot today.
I don't know that I'm hot.
Well, tell us what you're going through. What's on your mind?
Well, okay. You know how the world does me wrong a lot.
You mentioned that quite a bit, yes?
I have been thinking about it, and I think that we should fold that into the show. I don't think I'm an angry person. I can get angry, but I feel like it usually has a reason. So when
several people we know have seen you.
No,
in
I
the
don't want to go
wild.
into that. I know people have seen me at Vaughn's get mad at the woman who yelled at me because I cut in line, but I didn't see the line. Listen, I get it. I have been spotted out, and I have rage issues. And
if you spot Jon raging out in the wild, take a secret video of him and hashtag Jon in the wild.
I've had people tell me they have not come out to me in public because they saw me and they said, you just look mad or sad, so I decided to stay away from you. But anyway, so I thought I would fold that in. So whenever a brand does me wrong, I now have this platform to discuss it. And I would like to introduce a new segment tonight that I'm calling Brand Rants.
Brand Rants, I love it.
And this is where I can just get things off my chest about any brand that I want, whether it's related to the show or not.
This will be very healing for you.
Yes. So this brand rant goes out to Del Taco. I know that you know me more as a Taco Bell kind of guy.
Yeah, this is a little out of character
but
for you.
But I went to Del Taco because they have Taco Tuesdays. And on Taco Tuesdays, you get 3 hard shell tacos for whatever, like $1.89.
Great deal.
So I thought, you know what? Let's save a little money. Let's get tacos. The taco comes with meat, lettuce, and cheese. What do I not like? Lettuce. I don't like fast food lettuce. I don't like iceberg lettuce from a fast food restaurant. I think it smells weird and I don't like to eat it.
It's a little too damp.
It's damp. It's just sad. There's something about it.
Something
like
about it
literally
really
the smell grosses me out.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. So I ordered my tacos with no lettuce.
Meat, cheese, crunchy taco shell.
It's so easy. There's only 3 things. Just don't put one of them on. I pull up to the front. The guy's like, hey, I have you got 3 tacos. I was like, yeah, but I found it weird that he didn't say with no lettuce. So I was like, hey, so I just want to make sure that they put those in without putting lettuce on them, right? And he's like, let me look. He looks up at the monitor, opens the bag, looks in the bag, and says, yeah, they got it with no lettuce. I was like, great, thanks, awesome. Go home, get on bed, all prepared, open it up, lettuce. All 3 of them have lettuce. All 3 of them.
He looked at them?
He looked at them. But you know when I realized when he looked in the bag, all he was looking at was 3 wrapped tacos. Like, what did he see?
Well, I was just about to say, is there some kind of sticker that would indicate that it was like a special order?
There was no sticker. There was no marker.
Because sometimes they put like a little S on it or something.
These are the things that I struggle with. These are the things that I should let go, and I can't.
So did you follow up?
Del
okay, there we
Taco.
go. Okay.
I called Del Taco because I just had to know.
Like 1-800 Del Taco or like the location?
I go to my maps and I pull up Del Taco and then it says call and I hit the button and I call. I didn't think they would answer and they did. Jasmine answered the phone.
Not Aladdin, but...
Not from Aladdin. Jasmine answers the phone. And then it's immediately. It's like, I hate all of it. I hate that I'm on the phone. I hate that I am the type of person that
and
will call
now you're the jackass.
And now it's like, this is for $2. Like $2 tacos. I don't even need the tacos. But I talked to Jasmine. I tell her what happened. You know what she said? I said, Jasmine.
So tell me how you said it. Like, were you mad? Or
No,
were you just kind of like,
not mad at all. Not mad at all.
You're just
not
like, I'm leveling with you.
No, I'm like, hey, listen. So I was just there. I was there about 10 minutes ago. I ordered, and I'll throw this in. the voice on the phone is the voice that took my order.
Okay.
So I told her, hey, I was just there. I bought these. I got 3 tacos with no lettuce, and there's lettuce on them. And I'm just trying to figure out why. She's like, she looks it up. She's like, well, I can see that someone was here recently and ordered 3 tacos, but they didn't say no lettuce. And I'm like, well, that's probably my order. And I did say no lettuce. I was like, because I always say no lettuce. Like,
isn't it on camera? I mean, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. I was like, I always order it with no lettuce. She's like, I was like, and the crazy thing is, Jasmine, I was like, when I was there, I asked the guy at the drive-thru, is there lettuce? Did you get this with no lettuce? He said, no, there's no lettuce. She's like, that sounds like him. I was like, what does that mean? She's like, that sounds like something he would say. She's like, he's outside on break right now, but I'm not surprised he told you that. I was like, what do you mean?
That's supposed to offer you some kind of comfort.
Yeah. She's like, here's what we can do. You can come back. I cut her off. I was like, I'm not coming back. I was like, it's late. I'm not coming back.
So what did you want from this?
I don't know. I want them, you know what I want, honestly? I want my name written down in a ledger so that the next time I'm in the mood for Del Taco.
You think they have a ledger?
Yeah,
of like...
I want the Del Taco ledger to come out. I want it to say John Glover, 3 tacos whenever he wants. But what she says is you can come back tomorrow morning and get your tacos. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to want tacos tomorrow morning. She's like, listen, she's like, what we can do is you have 3 days.
You have 3 days to redeem these free tacos?
And get your tacos. I was like, Jasmine, I was like, wait, are you telling me in the Del Taco rule book, it literally says, if we mess up a customer's order,
you have a 72-hour
that
window.
customer has 3 days to come back and fix it. She's like, honestly, it says 2, but I'll give you 3. I was like, Jasmine, this is insane. I'm shocked
it says 2.
Anyway, the conversation turned around enough where I was laughing with her about how stupid it is. And she said that if I come any night she's working, she'll fix. She's like, what do you want? I was like, well, just when I don't know when I'm going to want tacos again. Mm-hmm. She's like, well, if I'm working. I was like, you know what I do want, Jasmine? I want a sour cream upgrade. She's like, well, that's what I mean. She's like, come when I'm working.
Oh my God.
And I'll take care of it.
You love to have an in somewhere. And
I do.
Jasmine
I love to know
your liaison.
It is one of my favorite things to know that I can go to somebody and get, even if I'm just getting what everyone else gets, but I feel special.
So you want to walk in and be like, is Jasmine working? And they're like, yeah, Jasmine, John's here for you. And then she's like,
this would all be from the safety of my car window. Jasmine. Oh, I did tell her that. She's like, and then we'll move on because the story's gone on just far too long. But she's like, well, I was like, Jasmine, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. It was your voice who took my order. Because there's only 2 of you there, and it wasn't him. And that's when it kind of turned around. She's like, I'm not on drive-thru yet. And I was like, but Jasmine, I mean, I know that it was your voice. It was your voice. It wasn't that man who's on break.
There's 2 of you. He checked the bag. Yeah. You took the order, honey.
Yeah. So that's what happened at Del Taco.
Well, I'm so glad that you've bonded.
And what's funny is I'll never go get those tacos. Right now, Did
you end up eating them or throw them away?
I ate them with the musty old...
Can't you just pick that lettuce off?
It's so much lettuce.
Wait, is the cheese on top of the lettuce?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you are kind of screwed.
But
I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. I know that's just the kind of thing.
No, don't be sorry, because that's embarrassing to say you're sorry for it. Because
I'm really
stupid.
sorry you had to go through that.
But I will say, I technically have tacos at Del Taco that I could go pick up. I have a sandwich at Jersey Mike's.
Wait, why?
Because they messed up my order.
And
a double cheeseburger and fries at the McDonald's on San Fernando.
Why?
You want to know why?
Yeah.
No, we're never going to get to the show, but I'll tell you real quick. The most insane thing happened to me at McDonald's. I ordered a double cheeseburger and a small fry. I got home. Oh, a double cheeseburger with no onion. I got home. My double cheeseburger had not only piles of onion on it, it had like 14 slices of cheese and like a half a cup of tartar sauce on it. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So I called them and it's like they were waiting for my call. They're like, oh, you got that one. It was like some weird order that someone had put in.
That is
I almost puked.
insane.
It was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
Did you try to eat it?
No,
oh
no. I mean, I wish I had made a TikTok, but no. So
wow. So they said, come in the next 3 days.
See, and they said, we'll write your name down. And next time you're here, just tell them I have you should look at my little sticky note on my phone. It's like Del Taco Jasmine, 3 tacos. tacos, McDonald's, Carlos, cheeseburger, small fry.
Oh my God.
Jersey Mike's. It's just,
you're like the saddest like mafia boss.
It's like, yeah, it's like I'll never go get the things, but I want to know that it was given to me and that justice was served.
And justice was served that day. Was this all in one day?
Yes, it was all the same day. That was breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You're just trying to find one good meal.
All right, well, let's put all that behind us and let's just get on with the show. So tonight on Brand, we're discussing another legendary brand, Converse. This was one of my episodes. I picked this one because Converse is a brand that's been in my life forever. Like I have a ton of pairs of them. They fall into the artistic sensibility that I like to have in my life. You can find a Converse to, it sounds so dumb, but like fit any occasion, fit any outfit, fit any mood. I just think they're legendary. It's another one of those things that they haven't had to change that much in 100 years because they were kind of perfect from the get-go. I kind of equate it with like the Coca-Cola font. It's so ingrained in Americana, in the world, and in my own life. I wanted to explore it more on this show. So, Marissa, do you have any sort of connection with the brand? What does Converse mean to you?
I also love Converse, and I've worn them my entire life. I have 2 pairs now, but I've worn them, in middle school, I think was probably when I got, probably like 7th grade when I got my first pair of Converse.
Do you remember what they were?
They were just black high tops. And I go back and forth, high top, low top, but black high tops are my first pair. And I just really admire the design ingenuity since whenever the brand started, which I will find out today, how little the design had to change. And it still looks so classic and so timeless.
Yeah. It's funny that you said the low top, high top, because I definitely prefer the low top just because they're so much easier to put on. But so many of the ones that I like only come in a high top. So I have a ridiculous amount of high tops that I love them as shoes, but hate putting them on. I have to almost completely take off the lace to get the stupid shoe on and then relace it on my foot. It's a little bit miserable.
You need a shoehorn.
I have a shoehorn. I use that as well. That works better with a harder shoe, but that's for another show.
Our hard shoes.
Hard shoes. Episode 34. No, probably 300. So when I was doing my research for this brand, I was looking at their mission statement, as we do a lot of the time, just to kind of see where the brand's head is now. And they had something in it that I thought, how I love just a play on words or just something that can be boiled down so concisely. And they had that in their mission statement. And that was, we're the newest thing you've known all along. And I think that sums them up so perfectly, because even though the shoe has been around forever, and when they do make updates to it, which they take seriously, they're like, no, this is a whole new shoe. It looks the same. They're just using better quality materials. They've found a way to make it more comfortable. So it always looks the same, but it does always feel relevant. It is always playing with whatever the hottest art is out in pop culture right now, or whatever colors, or allowing, they've jumped into that whole thing where the customer can be in control of their own shoe and design. They give them a ton of options down to like the ringlets and the rubber around it, and like creating your own shoe to really just kind of be the style that you want. And I love that.
And I will say Converse, and I'm sure you have a little bit of the history to get into because I am curious about it, but it's one of those things where like if I'm looking for a pair of sneakers, I will get like fatigued with all of the like kind of new options and the trends and like kind of feeling like, well, what's the cool? And I will find myself back to Converse so often.
It truly is one of the iconic brands. It's at that stage now where it's over 100 years in America. And I personally find a simple black Converse shoe, white soled, black canvas Converse shoe, perfection. Like I really do think it's perfect. And that is probably why since it came out, it has almost not changed at all.
And I love when brands don't change. I don't want them to evolve. I don't want them to grow. I want them to, if they knock it out of the park on day one, stay the same for the next 200 years. I've never had a period in my life where there's not a pair of Converse in my closet.
Well, it's funny. I feel like I came to Converse late in the game. Like when I was in school, I would either wear like thrift store, like grandpa shoes, like a wingtip, or a penny loafer, or then when I became a vampire, I got into like Doc Martens.
Did you put a penny in your penny loafers?
Always. And then I had Ruse. Do you remember Ruse?
No.
Those are the shoes with a little zipper pocket on the side.
Oh, for holding like
money
a pill.
or a pill.
Yeah,
or
an Advil.
Right.
A little Advil in case you get a little headache in math class.
A Tootsie Roll.
A Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. I always
a chiclet.
I like footwear that I could hold things in.
You do love a hidden pocket. Don't you have a hat with a little zipper pocket on it?
I do.
You love a little secret pocket.
I don't know if you remember that hat. I had so much stuff in that hat. It became a game to see how much stuff I could keep in that hat.
It's like a baseball cap style, isn't it? With like a short brim or something? Yeah.
And it had a pocket on the side, like a zippered pocket. And at one point, I had like a packet of mild sauce, a packet of Equal, a toothpick, $1. I had like 16 things in it.
I love
and you
that.
still
it's
couldn't
like your
tell.
like little emergency kit.
Yeah, it was like
mild sauce.
Anything that could happen, I would put in that hat. And anything that I would need to be rescued,
That's
I would put
really
in that
fun.
hat.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from Major League Baseball, NHL, and UFC, and professional golf, BetOnline remains the number one source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline's casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
So who is Chuck Taylor? We know him from the side of the shoe.
Well, you're jumping ahead a little bit.
Who is the man?
Before we find out who Chuck Taylor is, why don't we ask ourselves who Marquis Mills Converse is?
Oh, shit.
Because, yeah, shit is right. Because this wouldn't happen without him. What I love about him is he was 47 years old when he decided to start this company.
Oh, real Julia Child. We love a late start,
especially a late start in 1908. We're 47. It's like
you're approaching end of life plans.
Yeah, you need to start making funeral arrangements. He started out, it was originally called the Converse Rubber Shoe Company.
Cute. Were shoes not default made of rubber then?
I actually don't know, but he didn't start making, these are considered athletic shoes.
Oh yeah.
These didn't come along for about 10 years after he started the company. When they first started, they would make like rubberized boots and shoes for winter.
Oh, fun.
That was their bread and butter. And then in 1915, they...
Bread and rubber.
Hey, that's good.
That's
you should
good.
write that. You should suggest that to them.
I'll email it.
Suggest it on their website and see if they
I'll
respond.
send an email.
And then we'll do a follow-up.
So my email, just to clarify, my email is... So I heard that you started with rubber shoes.
Would you say that was your bread and rubber?
Rubber at the time.
And you know what they're going to write? They're going to
Yours truly, Marissa.
They're going to write back, "Hey, Marissa, so glad you're enjoying Converse. Feel free to reach out.
Thank you for your interest and support of the brand."
Will you please post that?
I will. I will email them that verbatim, just as we said it, and I'll see what answer I get, and then I will report that next week.
I
what
love
they
it.
say.
So you asked about
Mr. Chuck Taylor, who we know from the ankle of the shoe.
So Chuck Taylor came onto the scene in 1921. Converse had been making athletic shoes at this point. They had also created...
And they look like this.
They had created the All-Star, which did look very similar to that.
And boys are playing basketball in this, from what I remember.
Okay, now you're cooking. Basketball was a very new sport at this time. It had only been around for about 30 years. Not everybody knew it. If you look at an early advertisement from Converse, they spelled basketball with 2 words. It's just 1 word right now.
Basketball. Hang on. Basketball.
Because when I saw it written as like, these shoes are for basketball in 2 words, that looked weird to me. I think
basketball is 1 word.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, that's how
they were calling it, like basketball.
Right. Basketball. Yes. So Chuck Taylor comes onto the scene in 1921. He's a basketball player himself. They hire him as a salesman. He has some suggestions for the shoe to make it more comfortable, to make it more appropriate to play basketball in. He literally spends the next 40 years of his life traveling the country back and forth. He's notorious for making great use of his expense account.
Wow.
He holds basketball clinics at high schools and colleges where he literally is not only selling the shoe, but teaching people about how to play basketball.
Why?
Oh my god. What? What do you mean? That was his passion. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. You probably
No, but really, like,
won't be interested to find out.
why? Why is he teaching kids how to play basketball? What does that have
He
to
came
do?
up.
What does that have to do with this?
They were shoes that they wanted basketball players to use.
So give him the shoes. Why are you coaching basketball for 40 years? That's a different industry.
Because he was, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I don't understand your confusion. It was the two things he loved most. Shoes and basketball. Oh my god. Well, I guess you won't find this interesting, but
Sounds like he was really trying to get away from the old ball and chain. She's saying, honey, you've been gone for 40 years. He says, somebody's got to teach these kids basketball. And she says, why is that your job?
I have to pee. Oh my god. This is normal. I think this is what people did back then. It was his life's work. He wanted, but he could see that basketball could be a really big sport. And if these shoes could be a part of it.
Okay. I think I'm understanding.
Oh my god. Then, in 1935, he invented the first stitchless basketball. Because it was easier to control.
Stay in your lane.
Oh my god. He convinced them to put his name on the patch. In 1932. But he didn't ask for any sort of royalties.
Wow.
So a lot of people think that was stupid.
So I was right all along. He's an idiot.
I came into this thinking Chuck Taylor was a hero.
He's a fool.
I think he's a fool. No, he's not. You know that patch is to protect your ankle. Oh.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I learned a lot.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye. Okay, so seriously though. In 1936, basketball became an Olympic sport. And it was in the Olympics for the next 30 years.
Wow.
He did have a vision, and what the work he did was important.
It was important.
Why do you hate Chuck Taylor so much? I don't get this. This is not how I expected this to go. I thought you'd be like, oh, that's cool.
I find his choices confusing.
It's why.
You already invented the shoe. You're done. Relax.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's bullet point the rest of the decade. You're going to be shocked how this turns out. As I mentioned, he never received a commission for his work. In the 1950s, Chuck Taylor All-Stars had become a standard among high school, collegiate, and professional basketball players.
Danny Zuko in Greece.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that in the pop culture segment. But we can jump to that now. What other famous people have worn Converse? James Dean.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, of course.
Yeah,
Elvis Presley.
Oh, yeah.
Babe, Andy Warhol.
Oh, yeah.
What is wrong with you? Yeah, they were in Greece. Rocky wore them in his famous jaunt through wherever. Converse have made an appearance in over 650 films.
Ooh, wow.
Including Back to the Future, Rocky, as I just mentioned.
Wait, did Marty McFly wear them?
Mm-hmm. Grease, of course. Stand By Me, of course. Who probably made him the most famous? Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, of course, in Wayne's World. Well, I hate to tell you this, but in the 70s, Converse started to struggle a little bit.
Oh, no.
I know. There was a lot more competition in the footwear industry. You had Pumas, you had Adidas and Nike, and then in the 80s, Reebok. Came. Yep. And Converse had kind of taken a turn from what they wanted to be seen as. They wanted to be seen very squeaky clean, all-American.
It's interesting because I don't think I've ever seen an ad for Converse. Have you?
That's a good question.
Because Nike, I mean, we know Nike ads. I even know Adidas ads, I feel like.
I can't think of But
I cannot think of one print or commercial ad for Converse.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that just feels like it's just been around.
It's just been around
forever.
Yeah.
But it's like, what's interesting to me is that it does feel like it is that one product. Like when I think of Converse, I think of the Chuck Taylor. That's it. I don't think of... Do
they make other stuff?
They do. So just to speed through the timeline a little bit, in the 90s, they had kind of put all their eggs in the All-Star basket, and that kind of bit them in the ass, and they had to file for bankruptcy in 2001.
How though? They weren't selling enough
They weren't
All-Stars?
selling enough, and they were still making them in America, which unfortunately,
I'm sure that's changed.
Well,
where's this made?
Yeah, they're not made in America anymore. Nike ended up buying Converse in 2003.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I know. That's why.
Isn't that always wild when you realize that there's only one company?
Yeah.
And they own everything.
They own everything.
Like Dove, Converse.
Dove, that's the one I was going to bring up today.
What?
I still don't know if Dove soap and Dove chocolate are the same company. Have you looked at their logo? Their fonts are almost the same.
Their fonts are identical.
They have the same D.
Do you know what they might be doing?
Yes.
They might be banking on people meaning to buy one and buying the other on accident. They might be banking on that.
I think they're banking on that.
Oh, I know, because if you said, "Hey, honey, I'm running to the store. Do you need anything?" "Oh, yeah, grab me a bar of Dove." And then you're in the grocery store. You're like, "Bar of Dove, bar of Dove." Did they mean chocolate or the soap? And you're like, "I guess I'll buy both."
Yeah,
lining the pocketbooks of those companies. So Nike bought them so they could be saved from bankruptcy.
Now, in 2022, the Converse brand had a revenue of $2.3 billion.
Wow.
Billion.
And is that back? Are the shoes back, or are they making money selling Converse brand other stuff? Is there a path to profit selling Converse beanies or Converse
Apparently
shirts?
A $2.3 billion profit.
Yeah. It's interesting. And maybe just the 70s kind of throwback look is back in style now. So people want these high top
definitely
Converse. And maybe then when they had their dip, it was kind of just felt a little passe.
Well, you know what else is kind of, I don't know if this is cool or gross, but okay, so Andy Warhol wore them and now they have Andy Warhol. They had an Andy
you have
Warhol
a Campbell's
version,
soup,
which
you have a Brillo.
I think he would actually appreciate.
Well,
and I
he would
kind of
love
do
that.
see them as they kind of are, they're literally made out of canvas, so they can be seen as a vehicle for art. What I find a little less obvious is they have a Kurt Cobain branded Converse because he wore them.
Does it have his signature on the side?
It does. They had his signature on it, which that feels a little
Well, I hope Frances Bean is enjoying her payday.
Yeah, I hope she's getting some money too, because that feels less cool. That feels more
that's a little rough.
But that does feel very on brand for Nike. I mean, Nike did with Converse what they did with their own products. They're trying to spread it out and make it as big as possible.
Do they do a lot of celebrity tie-in stuff? Is that something Converse? Because I really just only go for usually the solid white, or I have a mustard pair now, but
I don't know well enough if they're working with current celebrities. The ones I have bought have been Keith
Is there
Haring
a Gigi Hadid for Converse?
That I don't know.
She designed it.
I do know that if you go on the website, you can design your own Converse.
Like you pick the color of this little back
You
strip.
literally
you pick the color of the line.
every part. You even pick like the metal, like the little metal
yeah.
rings. You pick everything.
Have you ever done that? That feels very you.
You know what? I haven't. I've done it just to do it, but not to buy them, just to kind of see what you can
Have you done
create.
that with any sneaker? Like where you can like make, because there's a few brands that do that where you can do like I think it was like Nike ID or something.
No, I've never done it.
You've never done it?
I had seen at Christmas, they will make versions for you for people that are not that creative to show you what you can do. And at Christmas, they had a cute plaid one that had like gold rivets.
Did you get it?
I thought about it and then I didn't, and now it's not available anymore.
How many pairs of shoes do you think you have?
A lot more than I should.
How many do you think? Because I've never seen you. These are like 3 pairs of shoes. I've never seen you wear them. They've never been worn.
Yeah.
So how many do you have?
Oh, you want like a number?
Yeah.
If I were to guess,
Can you guess how many Converse you have?
I'd say 20 pairs of Converse, 15, 30, I don't know, a lot.
Are you counting individual shoes? I'm talking about pairs.
Well, then double it.
Okay.
So
60 individual shoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a lot more,
That's a
you know
lot.
me. I have a lot of things.
I know, but like you should wear these. These are like very you. They're Andy Warhol. They're Converse.
Well, I want to keep those nice.
Oh, these are collecting shoes.
I mean, I wear the soup ones, not the Brillo ones.
Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. Fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, concert tickets, and more. Your favorite stores like Lowe's, Levi's, and Nike pay Rakuten to send them shoppers. And Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. You're already shopping at your favorite stores. Why not save while you're doing it? It's a no-brainer. Membership is free and easy to sign up. Get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's Rakuten. Your cashback really adds up.
You made me laugh so hard earlier. I jumped over whole things, like all the different names they have for Converse All-Stars.
Like what?
Well, you can, let's see. They're called Converse All-Stars. They're called just Converse.
Chucks. People will say.
Chuck Taylors. Now, I've never heard of this. Cons.
I've heard Cons.
I bet you
never loved it, but I've heard it.
I bet you haven't heard of this one. Chuck E. Tees.
Chuck E. Tees, I haven't heard. No.
Go throw on my pink Chuck E. Tees.
I haven't heard
I felt like
Chuck E.
the person who wrote the Wikipedia thing just threw
they were
that
having
in
a bit
there
of fun with
to
it.
have their moment.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we need to know about pop culture?
Charles
the Rolling Stones.
Tay-Tay.
Are you a fan of the Rolling Stones?
Oh, huge fan.
Well, I'm not. But did you know that they made the Chuck Taylor the official sneaker of their 1989 tour?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a cool tie-in. I bet they love that free publicity.
Yeah. And every brand likes to have an old person own their brand.
Yeah, it really keeps it fresh for the Target demo.
I was going to go into the fact that in 2013, Converse opened a music studio called Rubber Tracks that would allow musicians to come in and record for free. But from what I can tell from my research today, I don't think it's open anymore.
A music studio, musicians could come in and record for free?
Yeah, they wanted like musicians to have a safe place to come and work on their music and record.
Like established musicians or just anybody with a banjo?
I think probably anyone with a band, like, you know, people that
okay.
need a leg up. I think an established musician probably has a preferred studio. This was, you know, something that they wanted to give back. Again, you're coming in with this. You're coming in with everything Converse
I gotta
has
say
done.
You're
coming in
I'm
to
coming back with
everything.
why.
You hate Converse.
I'm just saying, you make a great shoe.
So do nothing else.
I mean, do you need to? Just relax. You did the hardest thing. You came up with a shoe people have liked for 100 years. Relax.
I'm so confused by this viewpoint, but that's what makes this show special. We don't always have to agree.
No,
I say, you know what? You want to make a recording studio for local artists that can't afford it? Do it.
Sounds like it's currently defunct.
I forgot to tell you the most shocking fact I learned of all, and I had to double check this before we went on air.
Great.
According to the vice president of Converse.
Okay.
You are not going to believe how many shoes he says they sell in a day.
In a day. Okay.
And now you're going to probably guess high. So this
it's an impossible number to think of because I know it's going to be astronomical.
in a day.
In a day.
270,000 pairs of Chuck Taylors a day.
Wow.
That comes out to every 3 seconds, they're selling a pair of Chuck Taylors. That's 100 million pairs of Chuck Taylors in a year.
It begs the question, are Chuck Taylors at their absolute peak of fame right now?
I don't even understand that number. Like, how?
It makes it seem like when you walk down the street, everybody you see would be wearing them.
I feel like if with that number, not only would everyone you see be wearing them, they would have like a couple pairs like under their arms.
Yeah.
Like we're all just like walking around town with Chuck Taylors on our way to buy more Chuck Taylors.
Like instead of a wallet, you just stuff a wad of cash in the toe of a Chuck Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of wearing, if you live in the Midwest, wearing gloves to stay warm, you've got Chuck Taylors on both your hands.
Hey, you're heading to work. Throw a few hot dogs in your Chuck Taylor for your lunch.
Grab some Chuck E. Cheese. It's like everyone in America's got 500 pairs of Chuck E. Cheese.
Wait, is Chuck E. Cheese a play on Chuck E. Cheese? Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese.
Why would they want to associate themselves with the
Chuck E.
most
Cheese.
low-rent pizza place in the world?
Wow.
Okay. Next week on
draw
Brand,
the
Marissa
line.
does a deep dive on Chuck E. Cheese.
Don't you dare disrespect Chuck E. Cheese.
When was the last time? Have you been to the Chuck E. Cheese in Eagle Rock
I
Plaza?
find it too repulsive to even peek in the window.
Thank God. It is like
I would never.
the brand left behind. We should do an episode on Chuck E.
I had
Cheese.
my 5th birthday party there, and there's a tape of it.
I would love that. We'll post it.
We'll post the tape.
Well, I think that is about everything that I have for Converse. I want to thank you for catching me so off guard. Laughs were steps. I feel like I definitely got my 10,000 tonight, so I appreciate that.
And thank you so much for all of the Converse information. Oh my God, I can't believe I haven't talked about it.
What?
Have you tried the Grimace birthday meal? And what do you think?
Okay, I can see why you would ask that it would be very on brand for me to try it. I haven't tried it. I have read about the milkshake. It's
For
like
people who don't know, Grimace, the purple character from like 80s McDonald's lore, has now had a resurgence on social media, part of their marketing campaign. They're doing a big marketing push with Grimace's birthday and Grimace's birthday meal, which is a standalone meal you can get at McDonald's, which is a Big Mac, medium fries, and a Grimace shake, which is purple and berry flavored. And you can also get the shake standalone. But they're doing a big, like, new novel, very Gen Z oriented Grimace marketing push.
I love that. I know you know this, and we'll talk about this, I'm sure, in our McDonald's episode. I drove to like Sylmar to get a McDonald's toy. McDonald's doing a lot of fun, cool things. So.
If you were anybody from the McDonald's crew, who would it be? Is it Grimace?
No, it'd be Mayor McCheese, because you what? Do you not know that I dressed as Mayor McCheese for Halloween? Literally,
No.
literally right across the street from where you live right now at my friend's house who lived across the street. I will have to find a picture and we'll put this on Instagram. It was incredible. I made like this giant paper mache head with foam cheese and hamburgers in it, a beautiful purple robe. It was so cumbersome. I couldn't walk through the house. I had to just stand in the middle of the yard and have people come to me, and I ended up winning second place at that Halloween.
What won
party.
first?
I don't remember. I don't know, but I got a watch, so I was very excited.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So
That
that's
is
who I'd be.
incredible. So you are Mayor McCheese.
Who would you be?
I guess the Hamburglar.
Yeah, that seems right.
Little bandit vibe.
And we've probably gone on too long, but a fun fact about Grimace, if you didn't know this, when he was first introduced 52 years ago, he was a bad guy, and I believe he went around stealing shakes, similar to Hamburglar and his hamburgers.
They had two villains
They
in the
had
crew.
Two villains, and it scared kids so much they got rid of him, and they reintroduced him as the lovable purple blob that we know and love today.
Well, speaking of scaring kids, fans of McDonald's are absolutely scared by the price of the Grimace meal. It's between $17 and $20, depending on where you live, for the
What?
entire meal, and people are up in arms about it.
What? Is it really?
That is the big beef people have, is that the entire meal is at least $17.
And that doesn't come with a toy?
Does not come with a toy, not in my research.
I think I know what my next brand rant is going to be. But that's
look
for
out.
next week. Well, thank you again for joining us for this episode of On Brand. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Converse and a lot about us.
Subscribe, rate, and review. Tell your friends. Check out our social media for some behind-the-scenes pics from the show.
And we will talk to you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
It's on brand.